All right, we are back with another pick'em video in another awesome day. The past 2 weeks have been ridiculous. The month of March itself has been ridiculous. I'm actually going to show you my graph between that'll show my ROI and my profit for the month. Insane. So we'll talk about that. You'll talk about joining the Discord where you get access to all my slips in a little bit. But our video picks 5-0. So we hit our all four of our MLB plays. Great way to start the season. All these guys, this was the little stackage in that Dodgers St. Louis game. And then we had Alvarez, he hit in the first inning. Shohei actually hit in the first inning as well. And then Pablo Lopez went six full innings to get 18 pitching outs. And we only needed 16. So absolutely killed it yesterday. And then our other play for the day, I threw that into a 2-man as well. Other play for the day was Porzingis here, 18.5 points and assists. He had like 15 in the first half. Celtics go on to lose to Atlanta again, but he did a lot of his damage in the first half, so that one wasn't sweaty at all. And then another play, I'll just show you. The only miss on PrizePicks yesterday was Giannis dunks. Ended up throwing out another 10x for the Discord yesterday. I knew the Diamondbacks were going to come out hot. They had been hitting Freeland for like ridiculous batting averages all throughout their careers, a lot of these guys. So I attacked Corbin Carroll. I stacked that with Marte. Christian Walker for runs. He didn't have a fantasy score. I probably would have gone to that. But they put up like, I don't even know what the final score was. It was like 16-1 in like the sixth inning or something crazy. But there's a lot of stacking opportunity for the MLB. That's why I'm super excited to have all these tools. When I started this YouTube channel, it was October or something, the very end of baseball season, and I didn't even have all these tools. So it's going to be a crazy MLB year. If the first day is any way of showing what's going on this entire year. But yes, a lot of stacking opportunities. And then this little Nerfy no runs first inning for the Cleveland-Oakland game. That was like minus 140 odds. So threw that in there as well. So yeah, we're just going to keep killing it. I got 4 more plays for us today. It's going to be NBA with 3 of them, 1 MLB play for you guys, and they're all going to be later games. So there is a game starting in like an hour or so for MLB, but we're going to be talking about a game that starts a little bit later. So yeah, let's keep killing it. Let's jump into the board and talk some plays. Also want to remind everyone, it is Flex Friday. If you notice, I'm only doing 4-man plays. I can't do flex plays. I'm in an arena state, so I don't have access to 5-mans. I don't have access to 6-mans. The max I can do is a 4-man, and 3-mans are horrible ROI. So I only do 4-mans and 2-mans. But if you are in a normal state, pretty much that has Flex Friday, go to your promotions tab. You'll have to click opt in, and you'll get a $20 protected play. If you're not on PrizePicks, hit up the link in the description and get on PrizePicks. You can use my link for a free month of the Discord. So if you hit that link, DM me in the Discord, say, hey, use your link. I'll get you in for a free month, but you'll also get access to like 100% deposit match. And you can't really beat Flex Friday, a free protected play. If it misses, it goes right back in your account. And I might as well also talk about Sleeper because they also have a protected play today, up to $20. Get on Sleeper. The link's in the description for both of those. Let's jump into the board. First guy we're going to be talking about is Rudy Gobert. I got to pull him up right here. He's going up against the Nuggets, so difficult matchup. Am I in the MLB tab? Yes. Going up against the Nuggets, difficult matchup here. But I'm going to go just 13.5. Or you know what? We're not going to Gobert yet. Sorry, because I got Giddey stuff already pulled up here. So we'll go to Giddey. My bad. We'll go to Gobert in a second. But Giddey, I'm going to go into its 27.5 PRA. The biggest thing here is no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Giddey's been playing extremely well, and he's someone that can stuff the stat sheet very, very easily if he gets the minutes. We'll look at his charts and everything like that. But again, someone that really killed it last year, has not been doing as much this year. Maybe that's just because the Thunder are a little bit more stacked. They have a really good, deep team. And Giddey just hasn't been getting the minutes. But without Shai, he should get 30, 32 minutes is what his projection is. And he should be able to cruise over this line, even in a difficult matchup against the Phoenix Suns, a more middle-of-the-road team in terms of all of that. But we'll jump over to Outlier where we can see all this information. Check out Outlier for a free week if you want to do that. Just let them know that I sent you there. And it shows a ton of information. And it's not just NBA. It's MLB. It's NFL when that comes back. It shows information on all these things. And, it's one-stop shop for, all your research, anything you need for hit rates, for matchup data, for, statistical analysis on minutes and field goal percentage and all these different types of things. Highly recommend checking out. But we see Giddey here, 24% of the time he's gone over this in 2023, which is not good. That's not a great hit rate. We're going to dive a little bit deeper to make it a little bit better. But I do want to point out quickly, in 2022, this is a 65% hit rate. And again, we talked about the minutes, 31.3 minutes he averaged last year. I had him on my fantasy team last year, and I have him on my fantasy team this year. And I can tell he's not been as good. He's just not getting the minutes. But 30 minutes per game last year, it's a 65% hit rate. In 2023 as a whole, he's averaging 24.8 minutes. But again, we got no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right here, and he's played 2 games without Shai this year. Just missed in the first game against the Warriors, and then cruised over against Houston, and in both those games playing 30 and 31 minutes. And again, projected to play 32 minutes according to RotoWire. So I'm going to look at games like that. Let's go to games that he's playing, 25 minutes, 36% hit rate, 27 minutes. Let me show you the graph here. 27 minutes, 45. If he gets that 30, though, it's like the magic number. This turns into a 7 of 9 hit rate. And again, he's projected to get that. He's going up against Phoenix. This is a 1.5 point spread. He's at home, which is another little boost for him. If you want to go back to 26 minutes, maybe it's not a boost for him. It's a tiny boost for him, but he's at home. He's a younger player. They like to play at home typically, which is good for the game. Hopefully Phoenix doesn't come into their court and then blow them out of here even without Shai. They're 1.5 point underdogs here, so it should stay close. And again, it's very, very much a minutes play. To the point guard position, they actually give up a decent amount of points. They are kind of weaker on the guard defense, so we can see the overall very middle of the road in terms of points, rebounds, assists. Rebounds are a little bit better. But to that guard position, whether it's shooting guard or point guard, whatever you want to call Giddey here, he handles the ball definitely a decent amount. But it's pretty weak to that position, which is great to see. So I don't mind the matchup and the hit rate here when you look a little bit deeper, assuming he goes out and gets 28, 30. I don't want to look at home games anymore. 28, 30 minutes would be great. And the hit rate does look really good. So he's been playing really well. 5 straight. He's cruised over this. And the odds are liking this one as well. So it's not just about hit rate. It's not just about the matchup. It's not all about that. It's also we want to be attacking good odds. Are we getting a good market price? And that's where we go to DG Fantasy here. You can get 25% off your first month if you want to check this tool out. Highly recommend this. If you're doing this stuff each and every day, you're going to be able to go ahead and do this by yourself. You won't even need me. You can use me for a point of reference if you want to watch my videos still, but you can go ahead and do this yourself. It's showing you market value. Here's the line on PrizePicks. What does everyone else say? Okay, well, PrizePicks pays us fixed out prices. Doesn't matter if you go over or under. They're going to pay us out the same. But on Pinnacle, on DraftKings, they're saying, okay, if you want to take the over on this PRA, we're going to pay out a little bit less than if you took the under. Because we're probably favoring this line to go over. So that's a good indication saying, okay, this is a pretty good play. DG Fantasy saying this is a 52.35% chance to hit, which is good to see. So not only is the matchup looking good, the hit rate looks great when he gets the minutes, but also the odds and the market value are in our favor as well. And then our last data point we like to go to on this channel is the RotoWire projection model, another tool, another partner of the channel. Check this out for 2 days free. Highly recommend it. After that, it's only like $12 a month. But you don't even have to put your credit card in if you want to check this out. I think it's just an email. Again, hit my link in the description to let them know that I sent you there. But highly recommend this. They've been in the game for a long time. And the RotoWire projection model is my favorite part of this app. Yes, they give hit rates, but you can't really dive too far deep into them. You can see like the specific games, but outlier is definitely better for that. But I like the projection model. So PRA for 27.5. They're projecting 31.51. That's almost like that actually is 4 whole more PRA. Which is a huge difference in projection. So love to see that they're thinking the same thing as me. And odds, projection model, hit rate, matchup, everything looking pretty solid for Giddey, who's been playing extremely well, especially without SGA. So Giddey, first play of the day, 27.5 PRA. And then our second play is going to be Rudy Gobert here. Now I have all of his tabs pulled up. So we can go to his 13.5 rebounds and assists. I want to preface this one saying the odds have shifted since I was earlier looking at this. Except I did a full deep dive on this. I love the hit rate. I love the projection. The matchups doesn't scare me too much. And the odds have shifted to the fact that they're actually favoring very, very slightly, but favoring the under here. So I never do this. I'm going to go against the odds just a tiny bit. If you want to take this on a sports book, maybe that's the better way to do this because we're not, getting advantage taking this on PrizePicks. They don't care if we go over or under. But yeah, I'm going to go to his 13.5 rebounds assists. You'll see the hit rates and everything like that. You guys can make the ultimate decision on this, but just so you know, we'll talk about the odds. But they are slightly favoring the under here. But let's go to Gobert, 13.5 rebounds and assists here. We see a 61% hit rate in terms of the whole year, which I love to see, obviously. And we want to go to games without Towns here. So that's the biggest thing. If Towns doesn't play, that's another 7-footer grabbing some rebounds. And if he's not down there, it's really much just Gobert down there. Gobert's not going to score 30 points. He's not going to get 10 assists, but he'll grab 15 rebounds if he needs to. So without Towns, 100% hit rate. This is my main thing this part of the season, attacking injuries. What happens when these certain guys are out? And we've seen 8 games in a row practically, or at least since March 7th in a row, 8 games, 100% hit rate. Some of these he's just creeping over. Some of these he's getting, chipping in with 3 assists, 2 assists to get over. But I like that hit rate, without Towns. And injury news is huge for this time of year. So awesome in terms of that. But we got to focus on their matchup here against Denver. Rebounds allowed is 7th. That doesn't change to centers or overall. They just don't allow a whole bunch of rebounds. But 2 centers, maybe he can go out and chip in with 2 assists. That'd be icing on the cake for us. We're not expecting any assists, but if he does, that's awesome. And then also I want to show you the head-to-head matchup. This is where it gets ugly. And 2 of 9 games he's gone under this or over this, which you hate to see. But again, we got to dive a little bit deeper. What's going on in these games? Gobert is not usually having 5 rebounds in a game. And we just saw it right there. Pops up 146 to 112. They got blown out. Now, they won this game by 30, 128 to 98, but still a blowout here. So we can see the minutes just aren't there in some of those games. 27, 17, 18, even 25 here. But if he gets, 38, 32, if he's getting over 30 minutes, he's at least close in these matchups and has cruised over in some of these playoff matchups where he's getting a ton of run. But the main one I want to be looking at is this one that happened earlier in the year. He had 12 rebounds and 1 assist. This is with Towns on the floor, so you got to remember that too. And hopefully he can just chip in, grab one more board and will get us there. So the matchup for me is not the worst in the world. The thing that would screw this is if the Nuggets or the Timberwolves somehow go out and blow out. But they're 6.5 point underdogs here. Hopefully it stays within that spread. And Gobert can get his normal 35 minutes or whatever it is, and get there for us. So Gobert doesn't look bad at all when you look at hit rates. 61% of the year in terms of without games with games without Towns here. 100% hit rate. You can't beat that. It is just a difficult matchup here with Denver, and hopefully Denver at home is a little scary, but hopefully the Timberwolves can keep it close. Now I'm not hiding anything from you guys. I could easily have brushed over this. I want to show you just because the odds have shifted a little bit. This was pretty much the exact same thing, 50.94% chance to go over when I started researching for this video. Now it's switched to the under. Odds are always changing. We can see minus 125 for the under here on DraftKings, minus 109 at Caesars, a little bit better. But yeah, they are slightly favoring the under here. It's not like they're crazy favoring the under, but it has shifted a little bit, which scares me a tiny bit. But again, I did all the research for this. It takes me a lot of time, and I'm sticking to my guns with this one. But yeah, wanted to show you guys the odds. Again, very much slightly on the under here. If you want to take advantage of that, do this as a one-off bet on a sports book. But I'm taking it on PrizePicks. The projection model over here is loving this as well. We see the rebounds and assists, 13.5 is the line. They're projecting 16.3, and the hit rate obviously is ridiculous that we saw. And yeah, insanely way over. So not only is my own research, the projection model is also going into this as well. And again, it's just the odds that are scaring me a little bit. Otherwise, this looks like a home run play. But yeah, Gobert 13.5. It's up to you guys if you want to go ahead and take that. If you want to take it on PrizePicks, just know you're not taking advantage of the positive EV-ness of the fixed payout system on PrizePicks. If you want to be taking advantage of that, take this on Sleeper, take this on a sportsbook or anything like that. But I'm going to stick with it in our PrizePicks slip today. And then next up, we're going to be going into our first half tab for the NBA. I'm going to be going to Kelly Oubre Jr., 8.5 first half points. He's been super consistent. He's got a hot trigger, so he definitely wants to pull whenever he gets the ball. He's going up against Cleveland, who's typically a very solid defense. Is Donovan Mitchell going to play? He's a game-time decision. Is Darius Garland going to play? He's a game-time decision. But if they're fully healthy, Cleveland's definitely a good defense. But Oubre's been able to do this pretty much against anyone recently with all their injuries. So let's go to his outlier page. Again, 8.5 first half points here. Oh, spoiled the fun here. 44% hit rate, right? But you just saw that crazy hit rate I was showing before. Well, it's because there's no Joel Embiid. There's no Robert Covington. Gets another little boost there. And there's no DeAnthony Melton. And he's getting a 72% hit rate when all those guys are out. Why is that? It's because of the minutes. A lot of these are based off minutes, guys. 17.1 minutes per game in the first half of games with all those guys out. So again, some of these games he's only getting 8 minutes. Kind of throw those 2 games out the window. And this is even looking a lot better. So again, Cleveland, difficult defense. Their one weak spot is to that small forward position, which I'd slot Oubre into that small forward position pretty steadily. He's not really a shooting guard. He's not really a power forward. Definitely a textbook small forward there. And yeah, consistently, it doesn't matter if it's against the Clippers here. Back-to-back games against the Clippers, great defensive team. He soared over. Against the Lakers, not great defensive. Phoenix, pretty solid defensively. Miami, great defense. And then the one I was looking at here, against the Knicks, where the Philadelphia 76ers scored 79 points. He still cleared that with 11 points in the first half. So Oubre looking ridiculously good. I've gone to him a few times the past few days and a few games that they've played. Sometimes I bounce between his PRA and his points. Doesn't matter, just wherever the value is. But yeah, loving 8.5 for Kelly Oubre. This is one that we're not going to be able to look at the odds, but I can show you the projection model just because the DG Fantasy doesn't have, a lot of sportsbooks don't have first half plays. They have a lot of first quarter plays, but not a ton of data for first half. But we can see for his full game, his points line right here, 16.5. They're projecting 17.3, so good to see that for the full game, they're liking his over his points. But yeah, we're hopefully getting a lot of that in the first half here. So Kelly Oubre, 8.5 first half points is going to be our third play. And then before we jump into our last two plays, I'm going to be talking about an MLB hitter that I like. And then I'm also going to be my favorite Nerfy for the day. So if you don't know what that means no runs first innings. There's also Yerfys, which are yes runs first innings. But I'll show you how I make that play and ultimately give you guys my decision on my top one. But if you're at this point in the video, you enjoy this content, you're having fun, talking about these plays, looking at these plays, making these plays, I think you'll have a lot of fun in the Discord community. Yes, I'm kind of selling my community here. It's $20 a month. You can get in here for free, but you're going to get access to all my slips. I'll show you my hit rate in a second here. Anything to PrizePicks, Sleeper, Underdog, Chalkboard, or my correlated slips that I play personally, I'm going to give out to you guys, and you can tail them. You can pick and choose your favorite ones, whatever it might be. I'm not a stickler for any of that kind of stuff, but you also get access to this community that we've been growing, and I think that's kind of the bigger draw here, at least for me. Not someone that has a ton of sports, like friends that like sports. My brother's a huge sports fan, but other than that, nothing in my, no one really in my life that is as passionate as I am. This is a bunch of like-minded people in here. You can see 110 messages since 12:57. Right now it's 119. So people are active in here. We're talking esports, I think, right here. Anthony Edwards, PRA versus the Nuggets. We're always bouncing ideas off each other. Sometimes we come in here, we're talking the voice chat or just in the text, and we make plays together, call them community plays. We've had a lot of success with that. So yeah, just a bunch of like-minded people here, talking plays, talking props, pointing out discounts and other websites and things like that. But yeah, have a lot of fun. And I want to show you real quick. I don't typically like to do this just because, it's kind of a flex, but 163 units of profit in the month of March. My best month yet. Not going to say that I do that every single month. I did go up 68 units in the month of February. I'm still learning. I'm still getting better at this. With all these tools and things that I use, and my knowledge of the games just getting a little bit better. I am having a lot of success here. 163 units. That's all plays that I post in these chat boxes. That doesn't mean I win every day. You can see sometimes I have losing streaks here, but the wins outweigh the losses in the long run. It's definitely a long-term game, and I have a pretty consistent record of being profitable month to month. We actually haven't had a losing month in the Discord yet since I started it back in January. So just want to kind of flex this, but also show you guys, yes, we're going to be winning in the long run, but we're also just a fun community. So yes, $20 a month. That is not that much money for entertainment at the end of the day. And some side money if you tailing my plays and taking into account what I think and what other people think. But you can get in here for free using any of my codes to links to PrizePicks, Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Dabble, or DG Fantasy. All of those will translate to a free month of the Discord. So if you sign up for one of these, just DM me, say, hey, use your code for this, and I'll get you right into the Discord for a free month. But also real quickly, they all have their different perks. If you're only on PrizePicks, if you're only on Sleeper, if you're only on Underdog, highly recommend branching out. We get discounts all the time. I think we actually have a discount right now on Underdog if my computer loads. Yeah, Wembanyama 0.5 points. That's up till 4 p.m. This stuff kind of happens all the time, whether it's on Sleeper, whether it's on Chalkboard, Underdog. We want to be able to take advantage of those. And my community out here, our community is going to point that stuff out. And that's how we attack that value. So maybe I don't play Underdog every single day. I typically do, but maybe you don't play Underdog every day. But when there's a free square, you might as well go out there and take advantage of that. So they all have their different perks. They're different in each way. Chalkboard has alternate plays. Sleeper has a protected play today. Highly recommend getting Sleeper today. They'll also match your deposit up to $500. Dabble, softer lines, newer book. They don't adjust their lines quickly enough, and you could attack a lot of value there. They all have their perks. So again, it pushed back a little bit my way when you use my code, but it will also get you guys a free month. So that's my way of giving back to you. So long-winded way of saying, get in the Discord. We're having a lot of success. We're definitely been on a heater. The month of March, it's not just a week. It's not just a few days. Whole month of March, we've been killing it. Whole month of February, we were killing it. I want to stress, we don't win every single day, but we're going to outweigh our losses with our big day wins. So yeah, that's our community. Definitely come check us out. We'd love to have you. And we just continue to grow. About 300 people in the Rich Club right now, and hopefully just continues to grow. And then our fourth play is going to be our MLB play here. Xander Bogaerts over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I love the matchup here. He's been hot to start this year, to end last year, to start last year. So I love Xander in this spot. And he's going up against a lefty. His whole team hits well against lefties. But yeah, let's just jump into his page. 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So we got his outlier page pulled up. Yes, Outlier does have stats for MLB. They have a ton of stats. We can see he started off the year hot. Again, I mentioned he was in the Seoul series. So the regular season really started yesterday with all the teams playing. But about a week ago, played the Dodgers, crushed it in the second game, got 3. So really crushed it in the first game as well. And then played the Giants yesterday, and he crushed it as well. Got 4 hits, runs, and RBIs, which is awesome to see. We just need 2. So let's look at last year, 2023 as a whole, 54% hit rate. So still above that 50%. But I also want to see that he came out of last year hot as well. So maybe someone that takes the offseason very seriously, and looks like he hit in 4 or 5 straight games to start the year off, which is great to see. But he's also going up against lefties. When we look at lefties here, 61% hit rate of games against lefties. So he bats well against lefties. And again, you think about it, hits, runs, and RBIs. If he's got people on base, he doesn't even need to get a hit. He can get a sacrifice fly or something to get one of these guys in. And it's good to see the entire lineup for the Padres hits better against lefties. Whenever you see this green, that just means they bat better than their normal average. And yeah, a lot of these guys bat a whole bunch better. So now let's specifically dive into the pitcher, Kyle Harrison. Younger guy, I think he's a second-year guy. Only pitched about 8 or 9 games last year, but one of those games was to this Padres team. And the Padres won 6-1, and Bogaerts played extremely well against him. So we see Kyle Harrison right here. They're saying 2 at-bats. That doesn't include a walk. So that, just in baseball, that doesn't count towards an at-bat. But he faced him, 3 plate appearances, got walked in one of them, got 2 hits in the other one, and one of them was a home run. So he sees this guy's pitches well. Again, Kyle Harrison is the number 2 for the Giants for a reason. He's probably got some good stuff. Maybe he had some crazy offseason work. But I like the matchup here for Bogaerts head-to-head. You can't really beat 2 for 2, especially hitting a home run off this guy. So, yeah, not a whole lot of data in terms of everyone else, but I'd love to see that they hit well across the whole lineup against lefties. And, yeah, really liking Bogaerts today. But it's not just hit rate, not just matchup. We can actually look him up over here. Forgot to do that. We got him right here, Xander Bogaerts. Hit, runs, RBIs. It's nothing crazy, but they are slightly on the over, 50.96% chance to hit. Why is that? DraftKings at minus 120, pretty much minus 120, 25, minus 120 across the board, whatever you want to say. It's almost 50-50 here in terms of the odds. But again, I love the individual matchup. I love that the entire team on the Padres pretty much hits well against lefties, and he's inexperienced. Maybe they bat this guy around a decent amount, and the Bogaerts can get 2 RBIs for us, 2 hits, whatever it might be, and get over for us. And then our last data point is the projection model on RotoWire. Yes, they have all the different sports as well, and they're saying 2.03. Again, we're getting it at 1.5. We just need 2 for it to clear, so good to see that they're closer to that 2, even over that 2. And obviously the hit rate's incredible here. So everything pointing in the right direction for Bogaerts. And again, it's that specific matchup against Kyle Harrison that I'm really, really intrigued by. 2 for 2, can't beat that, especially when you have a home run against him. Yeah, those are our 4 plays of the day. I actually have one more for us, like an extra one, kind of a fun one that we're going to talk about. So don't go away just yet. But Bogaerts over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. We just talked about him. Oubre, difficult defense going up against Cleveland, but he's been able to consistently do this really against any team. 8.5 first half points. Rudy Gobert, if you want to take this on a sports book rather than on PrizePicks, I don't blame you at all. But this is the one where the odds slightly shifted to a more 50-50 line, even slightly tiny bit favoring the under here. But again, that could switch back up to favoring the odds on the over. But with no Towns, 8 of 8 for this year, 100% hit rate. So I do like to see that. Hopefully they can keep it close against Denver. And then Giddey, another one for injury news. No SGA, or SGA is doubtful. I don't think he's going to play. And if Giddey goes out and gets 30 minutes, he's consistently hit this throughout his career. So yeah, those are the 4 plays. But again, I want to go over one more play. It's kind of a fun play, and it's going to be a Nerfy and a Yerfy play. These are something that I just have a lot of fun with. But they do have them on PrizePicks. Nerfy means no runs in the first inning. Yerfy means yes runs in the first inning. So that would mean, obviously equate to more or less here. But if there's a specific way that I do these, I'm 1 for 1 in the season. So I wanted to kind of show that for you guys. But I'm going to go to the Seattle-Boston game. Going to be a Nerfy for me. All right, I can't do more than 4 plays, so I'll just take Bogaerts out. going to be a Nerfy for me in this game, and I'll show you how I make that play. It's going to be over on OddsJam. You can get a free week trial of OddsJam if you want to check it out. I highly recommend doing this if you're on sports books, if you're someone that likes to bet on money lines, spreads, or anything like that. OddsJam is awesome. Definitely the place to go for that. They also have a fantasy optimizer too, which is just like DG Fantasy. But yeah, they're much more focused on sports books specifically, and we are very DFS focused on this channel. But what it's showing here is I have the MLB tab for first inning runs allowed. This is showing all the books that have first inning runs allowed bets available on their books, which is a lot of them. A lot of people like to bet on these. And I could keep scrolling, but my computer would probably break because it's so old and crappy. But yeah, so it gets to see all the different sports books, and then it just puts them into average odds based on what everyone else is saying. So we can see like this Atlanta versus Philadelphia game, minus 140 to be a Nerfy. No runs in the first inning. Why is that? I wouldn't go to this, honestly, just because the Braves and the Phillies have such good offenses. But why is that? It's Spencer Strider versus Zach Wheeler. They're expecting those two pitchers to have great first innings, first games, or whatever it might be. And yeah, I would just be scared of this one just because the Braves and the Phillies have great offenses. But that's kind of what it's showing us. It's saying, hey, the average sportsbook has this at plus 111 to go over and minus 141 to go under. So very heavily favored to go under. But the best one that's on PrizePicks right now is this Boston versus Seattle game, minus 129 to go under, which is the average sportsbook. Plus 105 to go over. So that's going to be my favorite one. I got a minus 140 play yesterday. I think I showed it at the beginning of this video, which is awesome to see. I will be doing that every single time I see that. But yeah, Nerfy minus 129 in this Red Sox Mariners game is going to be kind of a fun extra play. So if you're interested in that stuff, let me know. Say Nerfy or Yerfy in the comments down below. But that's going to do it for this video. Leave the video a like. If this video gets to 150 likes, I'll be giving away a free month of the Discord to a random commenter. So you got to comment as well to enter that. It doesn't take too much time just to click that like button. I'd also appreciate if you subscribe. We're about daily content like this each and every day, and we've been continuing to kill it. I try to be very transparent to everyone. I'm very focused on the community base. I want to make everyone money. And again, check out the Discord. $20 a month, or just get in here for free. Use one of my codes. DM me, say, hey, use your code. Now I'm on Underdog, and I can tailor picks there. But again, it gives back a little bit my way. Great way to support the channel. And if you give back my way, I'm going to give you back in a free month of the Discord. And you can get up to 6 months free if you use all 6 of those codes. You're probably not going to do that, so go out and use one of them. But yeah, that will do it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, or if you're in the Discord, I'll be talking there. Peace out.